Lagos Assembly sinks deeper into crisis. And that's the headline there. And then moving on, the Nigerian Labour Congress also, again, has vowed to mobilize workers and citizens for a nationwide protest if the federal government proceeds rather with its proposed electricity tariff hike, describing it as economic violence against the working class and border Nigerian populace. This came as the National Union of Electricity Employees warned the federal government against plans to hike electricity tariffs, saying Nigerians should not, be paying for darkness. And that's what they're saying. So NLC is threatening, a fresh protest against, power tariff hike. So I've also mentioned that away from that, I would also take you to, Port Harcourt, where the River State government, or the governor himself, Siminalayi Fubara, yesterday dismissed fears of impeachment following Friday's Supreme Court judgment recognizing the 27 lawmakers loyal to ex-governor Nyesom Wike. In its far-reaching verdict on Friday, the Apex Court ordered the federal government to stop stop financial allocation to River State until Fubara retraces his steps and presents the budget to the pro-Wike lawmakers led by Martin Amaule. The court also notified the local government election conducted last year by Fubara. The Apex Court judgment put the balance of power in the hands of Wike and the lawmakers in the state's political crisis, which started in October 2023. Fubara is dismissing impeachment rumor, and of course, Rivers elders are cautioning the federal government. This thing you people are starting, be very, very careful. Be very, very careful. And then I will come back to Lagos State, where we hear right now that the leadership crisis rocking the Lagos State House of Assembly yesterday took a new twist, as we uncovered fresh moves to return Mr. Mudashiru Obasa as Speaker. The House has been in crisis following the removal of Obasa and, of course, the former clerk of the House, by 32 lawmakers, rather, on January 13th, 2025, and elected Mrs. Mojisola Miranda as the substantive Speaker. Lagos Assembly crisis, fresh moves to return Obasa commences. A whole lot is playing out there. But, one thing I've always said is that the president hasn't said anything. Is it that he's walking on the ground, or he's just silent completely? I don't know. Do you know? When I get to open up the studio lines, you will tell me. Now, away from that again, let me move away from this River story and touch on the final one. Human rights activist and lawyer Dele Farotimi has said that despite the withdrawal of criminal charges against him, he was still weighing options of, over his 21-day incarceration and legal battle. Yes, that's what he said. He said, I respect Afe Babalola, but my legal battle isn't over. Farotimi is the one saying that maybe he's now thinking of coming back well. Like, okay, it's now time to fight. I will fight for my right. I will do this and I will do that, and nothing will happen. Those are the stories that I have for you, this morning. Now, we will delve straight into the main business of the day. Yeah, the major business of the day. All right, this is Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Now, I will have first, I've got a couple of persons to talk to as regards this same issue. All right, Igbos, non-Igbos, and all of that. Okay, I will begin this journey with Prince Francis Chilaka. He's going to be talking to us right now. Let me welcome him first. Good to have you join us. Welcome.
Thank you, Kami. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing fine. Now, I will begin with you here, where a former presidential aspirant of the APC in the 2019 elections, Charles Udeogaraya, has said that the former military head of state, General Ibrahim Babangida's recent clarification on the January 1966 coup d'etat will ultimately pave the way for a Southeast president in 2027, according to him, will ultimately pave the way for a Southeast president come 2027. Prince Chilaka, talk to us. What do you think, really? Like someone said, power is not served a la carte. But please, talk to us.
Well, Ikami, I am one of those who don't believe that you should go to somebody who is sleeping in his house and bestow power and authority on that person. I'm not of that school of thought. I believe that whatever anyone needs in this life, you need to work for it. You need to do everything it takes to get it. I think the problem with the Igbos is their inability to form alliances.
Alliances?
And that is something they need to address urgently. Nigeria is a country with multi ethnicity. And you cannot just wake up and say, oh, because somebody said this, it's going to pave way. In what sense? When you say pave way, you mean that, oh, in all the major political parties, they are going to, say, okay, no, we want an Igbo man. You and I know that in APC, there is no way those who are supporting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu would want him to step down, even.
Mm-hmm. Hello?
How are you sure that the North itself does not want to take power?
Okay.
The only way to go about it is not by making statements that are, you cannot justify. It's about saying, okay, we want power in the Southeast. We want the presidency to come to the Southeast. You need to, shake hands across the Niger. And that is what those who are pushing for an Igbo president should be doing right now. And, reaching out across the Niger, shaking hands. It's all about give and take.
Okay.
We know that, yes, the APC government has not been fantastic. They've not done anything that would warrant a second term for this current administration. But you don't go to bed and be hoping that a miracle will happen, or be hoping that, it is something you will pray out or pray through. No, it's something you need to work for. Okay. Reach out, build bridges, and then let's see how it goes.
Now, there is this idea of Igbos going out there to build other people's lands. I am trying to narrow it down as much as possible to what is happening in our current day Nigeria, especially in Lagos State, as regards during, the last election. This idea of Igbos going to develop other people's lands, other people's villages and towns. What is your opinion about it?
The Igbo man is a Republican by nature. The Igbo man likes to move around. The Igbo man likes to socialize and all of that. But yes, for me, I have always said that the Igbos must come back home and develop Igbo land. And that is why in the last few weeks, I've been calling out on the governors and leaders of thought in Igbo land. We cannot say, oh, the federal government does not have presence in Igbo land. But what are the governors doing with the money they're collecting every month from the federation account? What are they doing with it? Why is it that the governors in the Southeast have not sat down to say, look, let us, work out a train network amongst the Southeastern states to start with? Why are they not doing that? Why are the governors in the Southeast not saying, let us take care of roads, infrastructure? Let us encourage our people to come back home and develop the Southeast. Why is it that we're not looking at saying, oh, Aba is a market hub for, clothes and all of that? Why are we not taking advantage of that? So I think that the thing is not just about, whether the Igbos want to develop the Southeast. It's just because the Igbos are fed up with the nonchalant attitude of their political leaders. And that's why you see every Igbo man coming to Lagos, because Lagos has created an environment for businesses to survive and thrive.
Who created the environment?
The government, the Lagosians. Not even it is the government, the various governors that have governed Lagos State. They have put in place situations, they put in place things that have made Lagos, the hub for development, for the hub for business to thrive. And this is what we need to do in the Southeast. It's not just about the people, it's about those in power, those who are governing. What are they doing? So they need to wake up from sleep. The governors need to wake up. The governors need to begin to become sincere with their people. We saw when Ambode took over governorship of Lagos State. We saw how he entered and started opening up areas that were not even opened, creating roads. We saw what Fashola did in Lagos. We saw what the late Jakonde did in Lagos. The only governor in the Southeast that can be reckoned with, that could be said to have a vision of what a society should look like, is the late Simon Bakwe. But of all the governors that have taken over in the Southeast, show me one of them. Point one legacy project you can say, this is what this governor is known for. So the governors, it is in their hands to draw the roadmap so that the people can buy into it. And then you will see that people will come back. Look at what is happening in the Southeast today. Unknown gunmen sit at home. These are things that are chasing people away. The criminality in the Southeast is alarming. It's never heard of before.
Some persons have blamed the Southeasterners, for the insecurity in the Southeast. And some would say, no, it is the federal government. Some would say, no, it is the people. Some would say, no, it's the government. Who do we blame?
Well, everybody, like you mentioned, have a role to play. But the major role starts from the state governors. Then from them to the federal government. I think that the federal government just wants to, they created a situation where the Southeast looks like it has been captured. That is what the federal government is doing. Because I do not understand why the federal government cannot, up to today, tell us who are these unknown gunmen operating in the Southeast. Take, for instance, from Tuesday to Sunday, all the checkpoints in the Southeast are working. They are viable. Why is it that checkpoints disappear on Mondays? Is it that the security personnel also go and sit at home on Mondays? That is where the federal government needs to tell us what is going on. Because as we know, state governors are called or said to be the chief security officers of their state, but they have no control over the commissioner of police. They have no control over the army. So it's the federal government that is in control of the police and the army and other security personnel in the Southeast should tell us what happens on Mondays. Is it that on Monday, because there's a sit at home, everybody sits at home? And then there's a field day for the so-called unknown gunmen. In other words, Nigeria has become a country where, tag-rag, non-state actors are holding the state by the jugular.
Okay.
How do you want us to move forward?
Okay, let's come back a little bit to what Udio Garanya said. Of course, he is a staunch Zikist. He argued that fairness dictates that. Read my lips. Fairness dictates that the presidency in 2027 should be zoned to the Southeast. In all fairness, it means that the next election, the 2027 election, should be zoned to the Southeast.
Well, if we're in an ideal situation and in an ideal country, in order for peace, in order for justice, in order for equity, that is what should have been done. But we know that the political class is all about themselves. It's not even about the people. The people don't really matter to our political class. It's about themselves. So when you say it should be zoned to the southeast, who is going to accept to make that sacrifice? Is it those who are behind the current president? Even if it's zoned to the southeast, will you not see more than 1,000 people coming out to vie for the position?
Okay.
So it's not just saying let it be zoned. Even before the zoning, the Igbos need to sit down and decide who they want and how they want to go about it.
All right.
As you know, in every society, you have spoilers. Even if it is zoned to the southeast tomorrow, there are people who will come to spoil it. People who believe that all for them is money. They get paid, they collect money, and they want to spoil everything. But the Igbos need to go and do their homework well. And so, okay, we have a candidate. One. Two, you reach out to all the other political parties that have agreed to zone to the southeast and say, we have only one candidate. So for the presidential election, will your party adopt our candidate as their candidate? That's what I mean by building bridges.
Okay. Okay. Take your time now. Is 10:58. I think I have to let you go now. I still have some other 4 persons I want to hear their take on this matter. But Prince Tilaka, you started this first. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome, Ikame.
Yeah.
Have
And you too. Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Okay, this time around, let's see if we can. I would also want to get the views of an Igbo, a Yoruba man. I would also want to get the take of an Igbo man, a Yoruba man. But now I think I am forced to bring in CP Chuksenwong quickly. Yeah, I'm forced to bring him in. You know, I had wanted to wait till maybe after 15 minutes talking to the other guys. But then, let me bring in CP Chuksenwong. He's here with us already. Hello, good morning, sire.
Good morning to you, Kami Judy, and to the listeners.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now,
thank you.
Let's delve into the issue. This morning, there was a comment made by the current governor of Anambra State. You are also from Anambra State. And then, what did he say? Chukwuma Soludo said, he has called on the Igbo community in Lagos, to prioritize development of their homeland by establishing business hubs and boom towns that would attract foreign capital and, of course, stimulate economic growth in the southeast region. Now, the concentration is on Igbos in Lagos. Lagos Igbos should not, clean up another man's land again. Should not develop, in other words, another man's land again. In quote, that's what he's saying. Instead, channel all of your resources to the southeast and make sure the southeast economy is bogus, is big enough for anything. CP, and I recall you wanted to say something. You wanted to touch on it. Now you have the floor.
Well, let me start by saying that the idea of Chukwuma Soludo is laudable, 50%, not 100%. 50% in the sense that based on the experiences the Igbos have had since 2023 general election, whereby people were now playing politics with people's enterprise, people's investment, people's businesses, especially people from the Southeast, which is a very unfortunate thing to come up at this point in time of our development.
Okay.
That is why he is now advising them that instead of you to do your 100% investment outside Southeast, come home. Just like Chukwemeka Payo says, Ife, the former governor in the Third Republic, the aborted Third Republic, now late, was telling them, think home. That is, charity begins at home. Come home and invest. I think that's the area Soludo is emphasizing. But having said that,
Okay.
Soludo is not correct 100% because number one, the security is not adequate in the southeast as we speak. So how would a foreign investor come there to partake in that home investment you're talking about? Therefore, you need to advise the people to share their risks. That's why I say it's 50%. Tell them to still do 50% outside, or maybe 40% outside, 60% home. You can't put all your eggs in one basket because if anything goes wrong, you lose totally. More so, these days that a lot of people are not going the way of insuring some of their investments. Look at what happened to Ladipo within the last 2 weeks, where fire consumed the market. So many of them, assuming they didn't do insurance, that means you have collapsed the man's total life savings if he has done 100% in Lagos. In other words, it is good and key if they can do part in the southeast, whether in Aba, Newi, Onitsha,
Okay.
or whereas the case may be, and do 50%, whether in Abuja or Lagos, as the case may be, or even in Ogun State. Ogun appears to be very friendly to all Nigerians than Lagos. Because what you come to find out in Lagos is that some vultures who are, I don't want to use other bad words like that, lazy bones, are just trying to harass people, people that are hardworking, people that are enterprising, using this stereotype that they are non-indigenous. They are claiming that Lagos is their own. They are saying that Lagos is no man's land. All those baldabash, as far as I know, they are all political. And they are very, very retrogressive. If you're talking of development, you don't talk of where the person comes from. The person can come from Ghana. He can come from Mali. So long as he pays your taxes, complies with your rules and regulations, you cannot bring in discrimination against that investor. So it's very unfortunate. Is it because that P2B coming from Southeast did an election and made a very serious impact in Lagos? That has become an albatross for the Igbos or people from Southeast. It is not supposed to be like that. We are supposed to move forward. Even in the Second Republic, there was no such animosity at all. I mean, whether you are in MPP, you were in Action Group, you were in MPN, it did not matter. It did not. Sorry, not Action, Unity Party of Nigeria. It did not really matter.
UPN, yeah.
The most important thing is people that will bring development and galvanize the economy of that place. So this new development, we better rethink and have a change of heart, a change of mind, and a change of attitude. And emphasize, look, when we are talking politics, we have to distinguish it from investment and the economy. People talking politics, go there. If you win your election, fine. Don't bring in religion and don't bring in tribe. Those sentiments are things that are dragging us back. It is very counterproductive and it is not adding up at all. So you should make the atmosphere to be very conducive and friendly. Make it in such a way that somebody from Borno or Sokoto can comfortably sit in Ondo, Akure, or Ore and do his businesses, so long as he's not doing anything that is illegal or criminal. They say he pays your taxes, he pays your dues, he gives you opportunity to engage your youth or your workforce to support his business. Then why do you, because of purposes of election, you're saying this one is from that part that is now claiming that he's no longer an Igbo man, that maybe Abiokuta or Songota is now Igbo territory, now Igbo land. I mean, this thing, honestly, it is retrogressive, it is backward, it is terrible, it is outrageous, it is unbelievable. I mean, it is not supposed to be encouraged in 21st century. Therefore, it behoves on those people in position of authority and government to look for a way to diffuse that tension and encourage enterprise.
You were talking about beautiful. You were talking about the fact that Igbos have now invested in, or Lagos or other parts of the country. I don't know if you feel, that's what they wanted. But my question is, before this insecurity we're witnessing in the southeast, Igbos are known for going out to develop other people's, other communities, develop other states aside the southeast. Before, like I said, before the insecurity we are witnessing right now. Why is it like that? Why did they start going out, to build? I'm trying to be careful with my words. Why did they first of all have this mindset of not developing the southeast, but going out to develop other states, other people's abode, homes, communities? Why?
No, you see, the thing is this: when you are doing business, you look outward, you think of growth. A situation where Onitsha used to be described as the largest market hub in the whole of West Africa. That was in the 60s. Now, some people are now thinking outside the box. Everything cannot concentrate in Onitsha.
Okay.
We have to move out and spread this market thing, this commerce. And that is what has been at the back of their mind. In fact, while they were branding Onitsha as the largest market in West Africa, it didn't stop people investing in Kano, investing in Jos, investing in Lagos, investing even in Ibadan. In the 60s, and even after the Civil War, they still went back.
Okay.
Like when I was in the service in the system, when I did a tour of the Northeast geopolitical zone, I was surprised. I came to Damaturu and Potiskum, and I saw a Igbo community. They had markets, they had buildings, real estate. They were at home. That was before the Boko Haram thing surge went out of hand. I'm talking of 2011, 2012. And their concern was by then, Boko Haram was getting out of hand. They were targeting them. They will come and burn their schools, burn their houses, go and burn the churches. They'll spare the mosque. They'll spare the place that their indigenes reside. So they became worried. They said, look, we have never seen this. Even before the Civil War, it wasn't as bad as this. We told them that, look, this monster appears to be across the West African region. That the advice we will give them is that if they cannot cope, if they feel unprotected, they should relocate immediately from that northeast part of Nigeria, that's your best state, and go down to maybe Abuja, a place they feel that is a bit safer for them. Even if they stay at the outskirts of Abuja, they can start all over again there. Because going to the southeast was not really an option. The place is already saturated. So where are they going to start in that southeast? I'm talking of typical traders we were talking to. I was counseling them, being an Igbo officer amongst the team that went to see things for herself. To see the extent of the destruction that was going on then, 10 to 11 to 12. We were sent by the Inspector General of Police then, Hafiz Ringin, who was the IG, that we should go and assess the destruction and come and recommend to the police management on where we can help the military and push out Boko Haram from that axis. So what I'm saying in essence is that the Igbo man as a person and the people as a group are people that move outward. They believe that home may not even help you much in your investments, that you should step out, go to other parts of Nigeria, and even beyond, go to Ghana.
Beautiful. I love the fact, I'm taking it from that line where you said home might not help you that much, all right? And then so it's time to spread out. That's why a couple of Igbos, came to Lagos to, see, whether anyone likes it or not, I can say categorically here, without fear or favor, okay? I'm not a Yoruba man, and I am not an Igbo man. But I can tell everyone listening to me right now clearly that Igbos made Lagos what it is today. I stand to be corrected. All right? But now, that is not my grief. Where I'm actually heading towards is the fact that what Soludo has said now, some persons are looking at it as calling for some sort of division. All right? Drumming the hitting the drums of division. Would you consider it as that too?
No, like I said, I support Soludo to an extent that you don't put all your eggs in one basket. For instance, since 2023 till date, you can imagine the number of fire outbreaks in markets within Lagos. We have never witnessed that before. It appears from what I've been hearing from the grapevine that it seems to be deliberate that some of them are being done to push away the Igbos to go back to the southeast, which, I mean, because of 2023 election, you can see there is another motive behind the whole thing, because the election has come and gone. Those who have won are already doing their thing and waiting for 2027. So how can some people sit down and be that mischievous and at the same time malicious of thinking on how to set markets ablaze, as alleged, and then ruin or run down people's total investment, their life savings? You can see many of them are now moving into Ogun State, the gateway state. The place is open and accommodating them. And the past governments till the present government is encouraging them to come. So long as you come, you pay them their due, their taxes, their charges, and you comply with the rules and regulations. You have no problem. You do your business in Ogun State. They are there in the markets. They are there setting up tertiary industries and even big-time industries. They're even doing some of them in partnership with Asians, sometimes with Indians, sometimes with Chinese, and so on and so forth. And they are not having problems. Then why must they be having problems in Lagos? That's $1 million question anybody should ask. So I think these are the things that has been bothering Soludo, that he has been asking them, please come back home and do that thing at home. But I don't agree with him 100% because you can't put all your eggs in one basket. You cannot go home and become a local champion. Do part of it at home.
Beautiful.
And do part of it either in Abuja or Ogun State or Lagos.
Beautiful, beautiful. So it means that, the idea of going back home to go and make home better is like it might be playing local champion. Now, I understand that charity begins at home. But then, do you think this home is ready to accommodate the Igbos, all right, who are, coming for one business or the other? Is home not too little, not too small?
No, we are not talking in terms of size. My concern about that home is the security. When we talk of, you see, one thing about business, trading, commerce, and all that, it's not looking at size. It's not looking at land size. It's looking at what do you have to offer and how is it affecting or growing the economy of the place. It's not a question of whether the place is, the size of the land is more. After all, what is the size of Lagos? And come to think of it, even the Lagos we are talking, much of Lagos is sandfield. Is reclaimed from swamps, from creeks, from canals, and all that. So it's not the land that matters. It is the environment being it conducive to enable you do your business. No matter how it is, people will still come from Dakar, Senegal, or come from Banjul, Gambia, or come all the way from Yamoussoukro in Cote d'Ivoire to look for you there and buy those things. So long as they know that you have those things to offer them, that they will freight back to where they are coming from. Because if they go to Asia to get those things, it might somehow be difficult. They'll tell them, these are the people that are representing us in Africa. Go and meet them. And you come to find out that those people you are going to beat are Igbo boys who are either in Lagos or they are there in Aba or in Onitsha and so on and so forth. So you don't have a choice than to still leave that your comfort zone in Accra and come to Nigeria, go to Onitsha or go to Nnewi to see them and collect those things and then freight them back. And then business continues. You see, the issue the Southeast is battling with now is this monster called the unknown gunmen, which all the state governors collectively or individually are doing their best to hit at those people. And It's good they are beginning to take advice, because I've always been telling them that the best way forward all this while is for them to gather intelligence, work with the locals by way of community policing. Don't claim authority over, monopoly of knowledge that you know what to do. You may not. It is those people that will help you identify and locate the bad black spots, the camps and all that. Go and destroy those places. Once you do it and chase, smoke them out of the place, the thing will now start collapsing. And you start getting back, you will start getting at it again. The thing will start adding up once again. Because you see that this whole thing exacerbated after the NSAS and the jailbreak in our prisons. Many of the inmates that escaped, they have not been located till date. So they had no choice. That obviously they can't go back home. They had to assemble themselves and go into forests and created camps. They are now using the issue of Biafra or no Biafra agitation, using Nnamdi Kanu detention or no Nnamdi Kanu trial as a cover while perpetrating their criminality and kidnapping people, killing people, maiming people, and collecting ransom. What does that one have to do with agitation for Biafra? So agitation for Biafra now will make you to begin to kidnap your kith and kin, kill them, maim them, and still collect the ransom. Sometimes collect double ransom on the head of such persons. So those are it's highly anachronistic, and that is why a lot of people are very reluctant going down to that southeast to do their total investment, because it's only when you are alive that you can do those investments.
Some persons were talking about building a $1 billion, portfolio, strategies to put, $1 billion. Some person said $200 billion by 2035. That is according to SEDC. SEDC's MD Okoye, the managing director of the Southeast Development Commission, SEDC, has set a target of about $200 billion, for the Southeast economy in 2035. CP, let's look at it reasonably, or let's look at it critically. Is this reasonable? Is it doable by 2035? A $200 billion, investment in the Southeast as a target?
No, you see, those things are projections. A good number of times it may be achievable, depending on the state and growth of the economy. It may not. So it's not a do or die thing. The bottom line is that you are looking for a win-win situation. So when you make such projections, you come out with, you now have to get some think tank to sit around and give you ideas of how to go around it, how to drag or attract the investors that would work towards achieving that target. That's why I say it's a projection. If you look at it, it's in the 10 years time. It's like doing a development plan that we used to do in the 70s when Gowon was there and Obasanjo as a military head of state. Now, you target or you project that this is where we are going, where we are likely to land at so and so time. But then as you're doing that, you have to put up a framework on how you get to that point. And like I have always said, you start with security. Be sure you clear out the place and make it conducive so that if you're bringing foreign investors, whether as far as from Australia or from Denmark or from, Alaska and so on and so forth, even from Antarctica, they will know that they can come there, put in their valued assets and sweat, and be sure that it is safe, that there won't be stories. So that when you are talking about that your $200 billion investment hub, they will know that they will be smiling home from wherever they are in the comfort of their homes, whether they're in the North Pole or South Pole. They are sure that stories will not follow.
Okay.
That is what the whole thing is all about.
Everyone, feel free to join the conversation via YouTube. Everyone, YouTube, VOP 90.3 FM. Yeah. VOP 90.3 FM on YouTube. Just go there and drop a comment for me. Everyone, YouTube. Okay, CB, before I let you go, here is my final question for you. We've heard people say so much that in the Igbos, should harness their entrepreneurial spirit, and wealth for the progress of their own communities. And here is my own question: do you really think that with the spirit of an average Igbo man, is it possible for Nigeria to eat from the southeast?
Well, yes, it is. It is possible.
Like, can the southeast feed the nation?
Why not? Let me tell you one thing. If you go back and look at history, you find out that before the Civil War, with the agrarian revolution, Dr. Michael Lehana, who was the premier of Eastern region, before the coup of 15 January 1966, the Southeast was one of the fastest growing economies in the world.
Okay.
Just like you have California, what California is doing today was exactly what was going on in the Southeast. So who tells you, or who would tell you that the same feat cannot be repeated now, especially with the current state of technology and other indices of developments that is global now, with the internet age, with the information and communication technology level that we're having now, you come to find out that the world is more or less a global village. So nothing stops that Southeast you're looking at, surpassing the expectations of most people, both Nigerians and people outside the Nigerian space. In other words, what I'm saying is we are not talking of size, the land size. That's not the issue, but the enterprise and the support. So the whole thing boils down, like I've always said, give the place good security like it used to be. That's my prayers.
All right.
And you see wonders. Wonders, you see what they call American wonders.
Okay.
The thing will surface.
Thank you.
And it will be to the benefit not only of the Southeast, but to the entire nation. Because when you look at the GDP, the growth itself, the growth of the economy, you're not looking at the particular area it is coming from. You're looking at the effect, it is having on the wider scope, on the wider economy of the Nigerian space.
Thank you so much, former Commissioner of Police, CP Chooks Enwonwu. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us this morning again. Thank you.
Thank you for tolerating and accommodating me.
All right, thank you so much. Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. I love to balance issues. I love to balance things. And so that's why I also want to get the views of a Yoruba man, a man who is from the Southwest. Yes, I want to get his views. He is also, he is also a political analyst. Yeah, and he touches on issues concerning the growth of Nigeria. And like I said, he is from the Southwest. I want to get his view, so we'll get to balance it up, right? He is Lasisi Adeshina. Yes. Good to have you join us, sir. Welcome to the show. Hello, are you there?
Come on, Mr. Ikem.
Welcome. Let's quickly delve into it quickly. We don't have time. We don't have enough time. Just recently, yesterday, Chukwuma Soludo, who is the governor of Anambra State, has said he has called upon Igbo community in Lagos to prioritize the development of their homeland by establishing business hubs and boom towns that will attract foreign capital and stimulate economic growth in the eastern region. It means forget about Lagos. Come back home and come and build the Southeast with your entrepreneurial spirit, with your wealth. Lasisi Additional, please talk to us. What do you feel listening to this man speak? How would you dissect his comments, his statements, rather?
Thank you very much. It's a very good statement.
Oh, really?
It's a very,
Okay.
I think, if go by this saying that there's no place like home.
Okay.
Those, see, they are everywhere. And you know my position about this Igbos, this thing is that, look, if you want to, if you want to marginalization of this Nigerian Igbos marginalization, I think you just have to have a very strong base, an identity that you can call your home, that you can identify that, look, develop your home first, and people will recognize you. The sociality begins at home. If you have a very strong base, you cannot be developing other areas for them. In fact, you see, Igbos, I like that for one thing. They're everywhere. If you go to any place and don't find Igbo, you better leave that place. Very industrial. And if you can do that in other areas, you can develop other areas. Why can't you replicate that in your own area? Give yourself identity that it is your base. I think it's a very good statement. It's high time they just have to come back home and have an identity of their own that people can just reckon with. That yes, these are Igbos. This is their base. This is their ideology. This is their stand. You see, if you are trying to, in Nigerian setting, we have the northern region, we have the eastern region, we have the western region. I will always tell you with Western ideology, Western region, that look, if you want to go, you just have a very strong base. Then you can use your strong base to negotiate, to fight, to defend, to even sacrifice to get what you want. I think it's high time people come home and develop their own area. You cannot just go and develop in other areas, and they are treating you like a outcast. No, you should have your own base. Yes, it is your region. If you develop it for other people to come and to add to that development, it's a welcome development. But you must encourage people to have faith in you that yes, this is your base. That's my own take on that. I like that statement made by Soludo. It's a good advice for the Igbo, wherever they may be. It's not only in Lagos, they're everywhere. If you are making progress in other areas, why can't you go and make that progress in your own state, in your own region? Develop your region and let's see. Look at Dubai today. They develop Dubai, and that's why you are seeing people going there. Igbo have developed like Dubai because Igbo people are very intelligent, very industrious. They are good in commerce, and they have everything.
But okay, let me come in here. La Sisi additional. Hold on. Let me come in here. Now, what you're saying is, I understand your thoughts. I understand your opinion. But for some persons, for some persons from the southwest, they feel that this set of persons you're saying are dominating. In quote, they have this dominating spirit. All right, so what they actually want is for them to leave, not like go and develop. You are talking about the fact that you actually want these guys to go home and develop their home. All right, but some persons will have different opinion of like, okay, no, they are dominating. They are not the owners of Lagos. They are making it look as if they are the owners of Lagos. Let them leave. Like they are actually praying and hoping that one day Igbos will be asked to leave Lagos for the real owners of Lagos. Don't you know?
I'm from Egba, and I was born in Lagos. And I've been living in Lagos for more than 60 years. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, you see, in Nigeria, you can go to any place and develop it. It is your right to live anywhere in Nigeria. If anybody is not saying because Igbos are this and that, they should know. How many Igbos want to drive away from Lagos? Who are the real indigenous that are saying that the Igbos should go? Okay, if you say Igbos should go, Yorubas, the Egbas should go, the Jebus should go.
Okay.
We are the real of Lagos. Lagos is cosmopolitan. Everywhere you find it in Lagos. And these people
No,
who
but
are even claiming that
some persons will tell you they are there are the real owners of Lagos.
what about them? How many of them? That is what is creating this problem in Lagos, in that Lagos State House of Assembly. I must tell you, what many of you don't is what I'm telling you. It is this minority negotiators that are claiming that, okay, it is their right to have a person of their own as a speaker. It's not done. You see, during the Western region arrangement, up to Soludo, the Igbos are the one dominating. If you go to Rebushi, the Igbos are the one dominating all those areas. Down to Abule Igba and Agege. If you go to Shobo, the one dominating. These people that are from Lagos, how many of them? They are minority. They don't have, they can only have their say, they cannot have their way. They cannot say, yes, who are the real Lagosians? I'm a Lagosian as well. If I want to claim, yes, I'm a Lagosian. What are you not telling me? I was born in Lagos. Someone that was born in Lagos 60 years ago should you deny my right? My children are enjoying the bursary in Lagos. Yes. What are we not talking? You see, they are just making noise. You see, people are wiser now. If you think that that's not all their threats that Igbos should go this and that, with the APC lost in 2003 the presidential election. That's to tell you. You see, one thing is this: when people are in the majority, you cannot just weed them away like that, because they will always determine who governs them, because they are in the majority. We see people are of different tribes gathered in Lagos. You cannot separate. You see, Lagos is a very special area. For anybody is saying that, yes, I'm a Lagosian, or this and that, how many of them? When it's come to voting, how many votes they deliver from Lagos Island? And look at the speaker. They wanted to remove they have succeeded in removing. But the arrangement of Lagos is that, look, Lagos Central should produce the governor. Lagos East, the vice, the deputy. Then the Lagos West should have the speaker. And that Lagos West is the majority senatorial district. That's where the majority vote comes from, in Lagos. And you want to deny their own representative from that region just because you want to have a indigene in that position. No, it's not done like that. It should be the case. Then that governor from that the speaker
okay, yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Fine. Let me also
aggressive, but I'm only telling you the details that the real negotiators are claiming to have. They will continue to have their say, but they won't have the control of Lagos.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. In your own opinion, I know we have diverse opinion on this issue, but in your opinion, why do you think there's this loggerheads between Igbos in Lagos and the Yorubas in Lagos? In your own opinion, a very simple, straight question. Why is this both between Yorubas in Lagos and Igbos in Lagos? I'm sure you remember what happened in 2023 election and all of that up until now. You know, some statements made by the same Obasa before now.
It was a political statement. It was just a political statement to threaten the Igbos. He did not hold any water. I'm telling you. You see, the Igbos and the Yorubas are not at loggerheads. In my father's house, we have Igbos as tenants there. They have been living there for more than 20 or 30 years. If you have been living in one particular area, who disturbs you? Who disturbs them? What I is that if you are in any particular area, you must be law abiding. Igbos are law abiding, and they are doing their business legitimately. The point of saying that they should go. What is the point of saying that they should go? Can you live alone? You must live with people. We have Nigerians living in Nigeria going to other countries. Are they sending them? If you have a genuine work, genuine thing to do in another country, you see, we have our doctors, we have our engineers, we have our lawyers in other countries making waves. Therefore, anybody can reside any. It is their right to live in any area if you are law abiding.
Okay.
But for anybody to because of you are dominating. Yeah, Igbos are not dominating.
Finally, before I let you go, how do we change this narrative of these, some Yorubas, in quote, the hatred they have for the Igbos? Like I said, it started even before the 2023 election. How do we bring about peace, in Lagos? Real peace, like unity, like togetherness. Because when you go on X, the one we formerly called Twitter, and you see the level of hatred, there, the way people speak against themselves, speak against regions, and all of that, tribes, sentiment, so many things going on there. You begin to wonder what's going on in this country. So that's why I'm asking you this very candid question. What do you think? How do we foster, unity, togetherness, in Lagos? Because up until now, some people will still insist, let them go. For instance, when you find out that an Igbo man is occupying an apartment, a Yoruba man will want to increase that rent again and again and make it, unbearable for, that Igbo man. These are evidences I have, myself. But then let's put that away. How do we bring about, togetherness in Lagos? Do you think the federal government, the state government, or community leaders and all of that have a say in it? What do you think? Let's go.
We have been living together peacefully. The Igbos, the Hausas, and then other tribes have been living peacefully in Lagos. Therefore, anybody, for political reasons, are now saying that Igbos, no, since they have been saying it, how many Igbos have gone? How many Igbos have gone? Go to Abu Wadofin, go to Fet, go to even this cement here. You will see them doing their businesses. What are we now talking about? You can't just because in every election you say because they are threat. No, they have their right. They can vote for a candidate of their choice. That's democracy. That is democracy. That's why I say, look, Igbos must have an identity. They must be able to be known for a certain identity. That look, we have this is our position. This is our identity. Let us look at in Igbo land now. We have this Labour Party. One governor is in Labour Party. One is the other Soludo is from this party also, established by Odubegu of blessed memory. Yet, you see, in the first place, you must be in unity for people to reckon with you. You must first of all be in unity, that you must be able to stand with one voice that, look, this is our identity, this is our position. Then from there, you can now negotiate. You see, I've been talking about this Igbos marginalization for years, that until we allow it to rule this country, although if we are go by one man, one vote, it's very difficult because they are minority, but they need to negotiate, they need to work for it, they need to struggle for it, they need to stand on their own and say, yes,
it is not served a la carte.
It's not necessarily not say no serve a la carte. That's the fact. Power does not serve a la carte. That's just it. You must be able to sacrifice. You must sacrifice. They use Labella for sacrifice. And look at where we are today. People are now enjoying it. And they are saying Yoruba, Yoruba. The same thing can happen. You see, look at the Babangida book. He has exposed a lot of things. People are even claiming that it was Igbo coup. Babangida said it was not an Igbo coup. It was just some idealist opinions that believe that they can get away with it. It's not an Igbo coup.
Okay.
And look at what Nigeria suffered as a result of that mistake.
Thank you. In 2 minutes, 3 minutes, please. Because of what you mentioned, I just want you to chip in this. In 2-3 minutes, IBB's revelation clears path for Igbo presidency in 2027. How would you look at that statement?
I will support it. It's a very good idea.
For 2027? This 2027, this one, where would they see so?
I'm a Yoruba man. But I'm a Yoruba man. I would love to have a Igbo as the president in 2027.
Okay.
Yes, that's my position. And even you see this current president, it still have about two and some months in the saddle. If he can still impress me, because so far I cannot say he has impressed me. He's from my region, but he has not performed to my expectation, and that is me. Because before I do something, I always search my mind. I always look at my conscience. Is what I'm doing, is it right? Can I vote for this party because of what we are experiencing now? Are you getting my point? It's not that little step to change the narrative. If he can perform in 2026, I may still consider him. But I believe people who can still stand on their own and present a very credible. You see, they had their best chance in 2023. You know, I told you. I underrated Obi because I was thinking that as a first timer, he could not garner such a vote to defeat a well-established party like APC or PDP. But I did not vote for Soludo in 2023. I only voted for Atiku. I like Atiku, but I was looking at nostalgia for Tinubu because of his style of politics. I'm not justified. Look at the way things are now. They are telling us things are getting better. In what way? They are just pumping money into the system and say things are getting better.
Okay.
It's because they are making more money.
Thank you.
Things are not getting better.
Mr. Lasisi Adesina, I want to say thank you so much. We have to let you go now because of our time. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Eshegon. Thank you so much. Do have a great day today, though. Okay, everyone. I know you want to join the conversation, but we have just little time. So I will give you 30 seconds, not even 1 minute. Everyone, if you're calling, just about 30 seconds and you're done. Okay? Yeah, that's what I will give you now. 30 seconds. Just let's get your views, your opinion, and we wrap it up like that. Are we good to go? Okay, let's do it. Hello? Good morning. Hello.
They're talking about, you see, what we need is water. I mean, where we will be, if our schools come inside, if we land there, and all the international airports at that is, let them allow it to work. That is all.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. This person, Mr. Ogumbi Idimu, from Idimu, he said, I'm a Lagosian. I'm a Awori from Ojo, Awori local government. He said something. He said, the Igbos are very industrious outside their region. I cannot authoritatively confirm to you that the Igbos, were among those, that fast developed Lagos State in the 80s. The houses, shops, inflation in Lagos today were caused by the Igbos. Okay. They will tell the landlord to double the rent and then they will pay. But remember, in Mark chapter 6 verse 4, Jesus said the prophet is not valued in his hometown. Jesus himself performed most of the miracles that, expected him to be son of God outside his hometown. I agree with the CP Chooks that they shouldn't put their all their eggs in one basket. However, a rightful thinking state governor would never pray for the indigenous, for the industrial tribe to leave the state. It's not possible. I want to read that line again. He said, a rightful thinking state governor would never pray for the industrious tribe to leave his state. It's not possible. What are you trying to say? Okay. Let me talk to you here first. Hello, good morning to you. Hello? Okay. You're not even ready at all. I need speed now because of my time. So you should speed alongside with me, okay? I just want to make sure I still get your thoughts, okay? Let's see how many calls I can take before I run. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Ekame Judah.
Good morning.
My name is Joshua Perkins. I'm calling from Festac.
Talk to us quickly.
Now, the Olabalo that we are talking about is the same question that is eminent in Yenegua. The security issue are the reasons why indigenes do not invest in their hometown.
Okay.
You cannot call your family member into a business of importance and expect to get to the echelon in life. It does not happen. That's why it is the Easterners or even people from my part of the country go out to develop other
Thank you.
places.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's leave it there. Good morning to you. I disagree with what Prince Chilaka said. It's the seaport and international airport that allow the development in Lagos. You they give the Southeast a working international seaport and airports where their goods will come in easily from there for them. You will witness a great development in the Southeast. The federal government knows this. That's why they are making the Southeast inconvenient with these in insecurity, just to make sure that they don't come back home to invest massively. Thank you, Vincent, aka. Okay, but why? Okay, you're from Mushin, right? Appreciate you. Let me see if I can talk to this person. Hello, good morning to you. Good morning. All right. Hello, Ebube, are you there? Uh-oh, because of your network. Sorry about that. So sorry. Hello, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Uh-oh, so sorry. Sorry about that. I can now see that those who have a good heart are always called fools and shameless, as the most foolish ones are saying about the Igbos. What are you saying? No, stop it. I don't like it. God says, go into the world and multiply and fill the earth. He didn't say stay in one place and enjoy yourself. Like God's people will go into the world, teach and show good examples of God's spirit. The evil ones better than, what do you call it? Chinedu for Badagri. Thank you so much. Hello, good morning.
It's a calling back.
Okay.
You see, on the Igbo side, like the person that just sent message said, if the governor here builds an airport or seaport, we are good to go. That's number one. Another thing is, Lagosians, they are too proud. Too proud. That is why they are telling us to go. I remember some time in Lagos Island, where these paper dealers were. When they left and went to trade fair, the whole place was deserted. They knew that actually something has happened. If we live here, let them go and build an airport and see what will happen. If we cannot develop our place. Now that is number one. On this Senate president and Natasha.
No, let's leave that one. Let's leave that one completely. Let's leave number two. Number two is not vital for now. It's not important for now. I like that number one. Leave it like that. Truth be told, what Igbos want in Yoruba land, they can't even give their Igbo people. Can anybody from other region be a councillor in Igbo land? No. Even Bianca was asked to go back home to Imo when she wanted to be a senator in Anambra. Yomi from Lagos is the one who's sending that message. Help me ask Mr. Chilaka what the governor of Lagos did differently. Remove the ports and the international airport. Let's see how Lagos will fare. Okay. Hello.
Hello, coming today.
Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Still morning.
Yeah. Once again, good morning. Peter Monse is my name from Shomolu.
Welcome.
Now, let me tell you that in this Lagos state, a lot of enlightened, a lot of godly Yorubas are very good friends of the Igbos. At Coca Road, I don't want to mention the name of the Baba, a Yoruba man from Fiditi in Oyo State. In his house, almost all, let me say 80% of the tenants are Igbos. And you know, during COVID-19, for 3 months, that Baba did not collect rent from these Igbo brothers. And when the man died, I'm the one that covered the burial ceremony of that man. On the night of the tribute, you come and hear what they talk about this man. MKO Abiola, a second in command to him, was Mr. Korie, Igbo man. And when Abiola died, it was that Igbo man that took over. So this man you brought this morning, I'm very happy for him. I mean, this Yoruba man is the likes of Padebanjo, is the like of Obasanjo, is the like of a true Nigerian. The Igbos are the only true Nigerians if you are talking about being able to establish in a place and be friends to everybody. study and develop and go about their business. Go to my place. Go to you in Akwa Ibom State. When they had bought a land, had built a house, in many places, go all over the world, you see the Igbos. They are very interesting people. It is all those miscreants that are saying that Igbos should go. And finally, sir, how do we put a stop to this? Like the shenanigans that took place in Lagos State. If the governor had been a Nigerian indeed, who believe in the constitution of Nigeria that you can be anywhere, be voted for and vote, that shenanigan would not have taken place. Maybe by now MC Oluomo would have been in prison. So I summarize by saying that a child of God, whether Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, a loving Nigerian, Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, will see the Igbos as their brothers. They come here, they are with us, they are friendly, and they are industrious. We should imbibe their culture, stay with them, because they are the real people that are Nigerians, because they can succeed anywhere in Nigeria, and they can be anywhere in Nigeria. That's just my
Thank you so
God
much.
bless you. Thank you.
Appreciate you. Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Because of my time, I go run. I won't run. I'm sorry. I have to run. Okay, let me take 2 more calls. Two. Just as bonus for you. Hello, good morning. Okay. Hello, good morning to you. Good morning. Okay. I have to go now, everyone. Thank you so much. It's been a very, very wonderful discussion, right? Yeah. Let's see again. Let's meet again here at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. I'll be here so we can discuss more. My name is Jude Ikami Jude, and I want to say thank you so much. Thank you. And I hope you do have a beautiful day. On social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, everywhere. Just go and type IKAMIJUDEH. I love you so much, and do enjoy the rest of your day. I'm out of here. Good morning to you, and have a wonderful day.
Please note, the views and opinions expressed on this program solely those of the individual contributors and do not necessarily represent the official views of the Voice of the People 90.3 FM, Lagos. We do not endorse or take responsibility for any content shared by our followers or third-party users. Thank you.
Domin Herbal Powder is your #1 immune booster for general well-being. It also helps people with high blood pressure, diabetes, and all other chronic diseases. Domin Herbal Powder is organic. Just add a teaspoonful into a small cup of hot water and drink in the morning before meals and evening after meals. Domin Herbal Powder is available in all pharmacies and herbal shops in